Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all do well out there, enjoying your day, or at least the end of your day. And if you're watching this in the other necks of the woods, you guys are probably just getting started with your day, maybe something like that, or just ending your day. Whatever you're doing, hopefully you're having a good one, and hopefully your family is safe. You know. Well, I told you that I would be on to talk about this other story that I talked about a little bit ago. And there's been more information that has come out. I kind of was just sitting idly by waiting for more information to come out about this. And now we finally have a little bit of something more that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Because let's be real, this is shocking. Absolutely shocking. The more and more we get to hear about this situation in Excelsior Springs, the more my mind is blown. The more I'm just going the audacity of some people out here. The fact that there are people out here that are doing things like this, the fact that there are monsters like this that actually exist, blow my mind. Okay? But of course, I felt obligated, felt compelled, moved to give you guys some more information about this because, like I said, this is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And you know, the other thing is too, I want to point this out. Not a lot of people are talking about this, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I really don't know why. That's all I'm going to say. I just want to say that really quick because I don't get it. Nobody wants to talk about this, apparently, for some weird reason, which is the most ridiculous, craziest story in the world. This is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. I mean, I have my theories, of course, but not a lot of people are talking about this story. Strange. I get it that a lot of us are waiting to hear more information, but there has been more information. A lot of things are still being held under wraps, being held on the quiet, but at the same time, it's very strange. Ray, you know what I'm saying? Ray just said, yeah, can't find much on this case anywhere. That's facts. They're playing this really, really low. It's under the radar almost. In fact, it's barely national news right now, y'all. And you'd think something like this would take national attention. And right now, not so much. I mean, of course, I got my theories. I most definitely got my theories. But at the same time, this is just strange, okay? I don't understand why there's such a lackadaisical approach to this situation. Okay, it seems there's like a bit of lethargy with this. It's very lethargic, very just subdued, and I think that's a little strange. It's very strange, but I digress. This is just my feelings about this. And I feel like there's a lot of other people that are feeling the same way. The few that have covered or have been covering this case. But nonetheless, it is not huge, not big national news that we know of as of yet. And it should. This is a big story. This is a very, very big story. And nobody really, except a few, us very few, are talking about this. So hopefully by us coming in here, talking about it now, you guys will share, you guys will like this feed, you will share this feed, you will get more get more eyeballs to this story, because this deserves as much eyeballs as possible. There was somebody who just got caught getting away with the unthinkable, and it possibly got away from doing the unthinkable multiple times. Multiple times. Multiple times. Just saying. Multiple times. So we need to talk about this, and we need to bring awareness. So please share, please like, please get other eyeballs on this story as much as you can, because people need to know this story. And this is coming out of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, of all things, just a little outside of Kansas City. We're talking about Middle Earth, okay? We talking about Middle Earth, and yet nobody's really talking about this. It's strange. Okay, I'm done. I'll get off my softbox. I'm not taking photos. I'll get off of my soapbox, and we will get this conversation moving. Okay? But this is just still strange to me. So please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to do that. Send it past 200 likes. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. Thank you so very much. Welcome to the Pascal Show. And for those of you who haven't done it yet and are watching this show for the very first time ever, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Crush it. Make it scream out your damn's names. Okay, that would really mean a lot. We're marching our way towards 100,000 subscribers. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Let's get into this, guys. All right. As we already know, something that I don't think any of us would ever want to see, ever, or hear about, happened a few days ago, where a survivor ran from the clutches of her captor, all right, while he was dropping off his son to school. She escaped. She got out. She ran down the street to a neighbor's home. And what's interesting about this situation, which I'm going to be showing you guys a couple, we got a whole lot of videos. We got a lot of videos, kids. Okay? We got a lot of videos. So we're going to be looking at a lot of vids, a lot of news clips, some information in regards to his hearing, to this monster's hearing, and some details surrounding this young woman, this young survivor that got out a few days ago. It's going to be shocking. I'm just going to say that right now. It will surprise you, the information that we have here. But this young woman escapes from this monster's home while he's off dropping his kid off at school. This monster has a child. We've already confirmed that in the last show, but I'm going to confirm it again. This piece of work has offspring. Okay? So as he's dropping him off, this little girl, this young girl, runs out of this house, knocking on doors. There's some interesting information around here, which we will talk about here shortly. But she ends up finding refuge from an older woman. She lets him in. She wraps a towel or a blanket around her because obviously she was malnourished, weak, cold, and not fully clothed, if that makes any sense. Like I said, we have information here. And of course, she went on to say, please call the cops. Please, this man, this person did these things to me in the R sense. If he finds out that I'm gone, he will unalive me. Please call 911. So, of course, they did. And, of course, now she is safe. She is healing from her wounds, but she is out of harm's way. But during the time that she was telling police, she was telling even the woman that let her in and the woman's daughter, when they let her in, she also did describe that she had friends in that same house that, quote unquote, did not make it. So, of course, police went back over to that house that she had pointed out. And now they're in the middle of, they are, of course, arrested the monster, but now they're in the middle of investigating the entire home. And it's wild. Okay. So just a quick, just a fast synopsis so you guys get a kind of an idea of where we're at right now. What sucks right now is that we are all sitting idly by. We're on the edge of our seats. We're at pins and needles trying to find out more information about what happened to what happened to this woman, to this survivor, but also what happened to her friends. And also the other question is, are there more? Now, still something that we're all scratching our heads about and asking, right? We're hella inquisitive about what's going on here. But right now, police, as far as we know, so far, have been playing a lot of things close to the chest in regards to the things that are going on inside and outside of this particular monster's home. But we do have some more information as far as how this survivor was found, what she looked like, as far as not her face or her identity or anything, but we at least have some very disturbing information about how she looked when she was found and all that. So we are going to be getting into some very graphic details that I just want to give you all a fair warning about this. Okay. And of course, we're going to be looking at a bunch of different accounts from different interviews, some news clips from different news sources. There is something that is very strange that has caused a little bit of a ruckus on social media. We will be tapping into that conversation here in a little bit. And so we got some things to get into, guys. All right. So one thing I do want to show y'all is the title of this video. I mean, there's no other way of describing it. There was no other way to get around it. So I had to say it. Okay. Treated as a SS. I can't even say the words. Okay. So she had apparently this young woman, this survivor, was being treated as such. So much that she had, and we've heard details, a little bit of details, but now they're giving us graphic details about all of this right now. Okay? So they're saying she had a metal collar that was soldered around her neck. It was soldered to her neck. Okay? Apparently she was 22. She's 22 years old. She tells police that she was held captive in a Missouri home for nearly a month. She had been there for nearly a month, y'all, and was able to escape when the suspect, or when the monster, they should just be calling this dude a monster, 39, took his child to school. Again, let me repeat that one more again. This piece of work has a child. This monster has a child. And I'm going to tell you this really, really quick, y'all, because I love all y'all, even the ones who are ear hustling and those y'all who are in the nosebleed seats too. I love y'all and I care for y'all. So I just want to give you a fair warning. There will be some things that might be triggering in this conversation. I'm just giving y'all a full heads up because I know some of y'all that are watching right now are strong, resilient survivors out there. So I just want to let you guys know that before we get down to the nitty gritty and go onto this beaten path that I know that not a lot of us want to go. But this is the information we need to know. Just so you guys know. And I love y'all. So let's get into this. So I'm just going to go into the bullets because we do also have a probable cause statement that I think will be very interesting to hear. All right. Again, this is going to be uncomfortable for a lot of us. Okay. Again, we're here all together as a family, holding each other's hands. All right. But here it is. A 22-year-old being held as a SS with a metal collar soldered to her neck was only able to escape. We already know this from the title, but when this monster took his son to school. I have so many questions revolving around this first grader and what he could have heard, what he's seen, what he hasn't seen, so on and so forth. But he has a son in first grade, just so you guys know. And also, someone had to bear this child with him. Who is this woman? Has she spoken out? And is there anything that we can hear from them about that? Okay. The unidentified victim shared in excruciating detail how she had been arred and hurt by 39-year-old monster. Okay. By the 39-year-old monster. I don't want to say his name anymore. I have no place in my heart for this piece of trash. So, held against her will, arred and hurt viciously. And the details you're going to hear soon are absolutely mind-blowing. She was there for nearly a month. She told the police that he picked her up from Prospect Street in Excelsior Springs, Missouri, at the beginning of September. The monster then allegedly brought the woman to his home nearby, where she says she was kept in a small room he built in his basement. The woman escaped, we already know, as of Friday, and was found wearing latex lingerie and a metal collar soldered around her neck with a padlock that restricted her breathing. This monster is now being held on $500,000 bond as he faces charges of first-degree R, first-degree K, and second-degree A. We're going to get going on this. So there is a probable cause statement that has come out with details that will shock the hell out of you. Okay, here we go. On October 7th, 2022, at about 7:47 a.m., Excelsior Springs officers were dispatched to, and of course it's been redacted, to the place on the report of a female who showed up on the front door wearing a trash bag, metal collar with a padlock, and duct tape around her neck. The party advised the caller, redacted, that she had been held hostage at a nearby residence since September. One thing I also want to say is that she knew this man's name. She knew who he was. She knew where the house was. She knew every finite detail. We're going to hear that shortly in different interviews and different accounts from other people that were amazing by bringing her in, taking her under their wing, and taking care of her. But it's just crazy that this survivor knew this piece of trash full name and knew exactly where his home was. It does make you wonder if he was working on this girl for a while and then went for it, or if this was just a random pickup, take her to the house, and then, of course, do the unthinkable things that he's done to him. Okay. But let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see it. I'm sorry about that, guys. I know a lot of y'all looking at this on your phones or iPads and whatnot, but I blew it up for you guys so you guys can see a little bit more. I see somebody just said, "Can you please blow this up?" Okay. So, upon officers' arrival at the residence, they found name of victim, of course, redacted. She was wearing a latex lingerie and had a metal collar around her neck with a padlock and duct tape around her neck that the survivor, I'm going to change that to survivor, that the survivor advised that a man by the name of Timothy picked her up at Prospect in Kansas City at the beginning of September 2022. She advised that the monster had kept her in a small room in a basement that he had built. He kept her restrained in handcuffs on her wrists and ankles. She was also she was able to get free when he left to take his kid to school. Excelsior Springs EMS removed the lock from the collar as it was restraining the victim's breathing, the survivor's breathing. The survivor was transported to Excelsior Springs Hospital by ambulance. Sergeant St. John, or Nash St. John, rode in the ambulance. The survivor advised that she could point out the residence of if the ambulance could drive by, which is amazing. With all this trauma, with all this that was going on, she was able to say, I know exactly what the house looks like. Just drive by and I will point it out so we can get this piece of trash. As the ambulance drove by, the victim indicated it was the residence where she pointed at the residence that she was held hostage. The survivor fully advised that this monster had whipped her while she was restrained. There were injuries on the victim's back that were consistent with this description. The survivor advised that this monster had AR'd her multiple times and frequently while she was held as hostage. This is the part that just really, all of this whole paragraph really grinds my gears. And you might go, why, Pascal? Well, let's be real. She was held hostage. She was held against her will. There was a padlock around her neck that gave her difficulty breathing. She was handcuffed in her ankles and her wrists. And then she was stuffed in this little room in the basement, just sitting there, being used for this monster's entertainment. Then on top of it, she was whipped. She was whipped by this monster. Moving on, because there's more. A records check of the redacted address showed that the resident was this monster. Officers set up at the residence waiting for this monster to arrive. At about 8:41 a.m., the monster arrived in his gray Dodge Ram pickup. Officers conducted a felony traffic stop of this vehicle and took the monster into custody on an unrelated animal control violation. This monster did not make any statements at the time of his arrest. So later, Judge Angles issued a search warrant for the interior of this monster's home. Upon entering the residence to clear it, the police observed a room in the basement consistent to what the victim or the survivor had described. This monster currently has 3 active warrants for failure to appear out of Clay County, Missouri, Cooper County, Missouri, and Liberty, Missouri. The officer filing the reports believe this monster poses as a danger to a crime, poses as a danger to a crime victim, the community, and another person. This monster is accused of, I can't even say these. All I can do is highlight this. And apparently he has numerous firearms in his residence. Now, we already know that they have been doing their due diligence. 5-0 is over there. They're combing the house. They're combing the backyard, the front yard. The whole thing has been gated off. In fact, hopefully I still have it. Yep. In fact, let me show you guys this, which I find a little strange. Don't you think? Take a look at this. An Excelsior Springs home is boarded, fenced in. This is his home right now. Investigators are examining items recovered from the home where the woman told the police she escaped after being held captive and SA'd. This monster is charged with, and I already said all this stuff. I can't even say these things. But if you notice, full fence around the house, around his backyard, etc. All of his windows are boarded up. Why would you think his home is boarded up? Why would his windows be boarded up? I've never seen anything like that before when it comes to them doing their investigative work. I've never seen them go through something like this and then board up the windows. Somebody tell me, is that normal? I've never seen that before in my life. They've already said, we've already talked about it in the last show when we covered this as well, where they talked about how they were pulling out blue barrels, etc. They were recovering a bunch of stuff from the home. I mean, it's ridiculous. The amount of stuff that's being recovered from this home. But again, still, this piece of work was able to get away with this for a very, very long time. Clearly for a very, very long time. And again, these girls, her friends, she said friends. It could be all girls or it could just be a mixture of people. She said her friends are no longer here, that he took their lives. Who are these girls? And are they still in that house? That is something I still want to know on what the hell is going on here as well. But let's look at these charges. Violation, he committed the offense of R in the first degree, punishable upon conviction under this section 566.030 and subject to lifetime supervision, and that on or between September 1st or October 7th in the county of Clay, state of Missouri. The defendant knowingly had SA'd or, intercourse with this victim by forcible compulsion. An individual convicted and sentenced for this offense shall be eligible for parole until 85% of the sentence is served. The range of punishment for unclassified felony of first degree R and S, as you see here, is imprisonment in the custody of the Missouri Department of Corrections for life or for a term of not less than 5 years. So right now he's looking at the possibility of 5 years to a lifetime, to life in prison. He's got options. At least with this one, at least with this charge, with this count. He's got another count number 2, violation committed the Class B felony of kidnapping in the first degree, punishable upon conviction under this section. In that on or between, we already know September 1st and October 7th, he'd be confined for a substantial period without, and this redacted, consent for the purpose of affecting this particular person. An individual convicted or sentenced for this offense shall be eligible for parole until 85% of his sentence is served. He is looking at something less than 5 years and not to exceed 15 years. And that's just if they only have, so far, this is just count 2, and there's 3 of them. That's if they don't find anything in that house or around that house. but I'm thinking that they have found more. That's what I'm thinking. That's why we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard a damn thing from police, because I think that they're deep in that house. They're deep in the backyard. They're deep in the front yard. They're doing everything they can because I think there's more going on. Okay? So there's charge number 3, violation, Class D felony of assault in the second degree, punishable upon conviction. The defendant knowingly caused physical injury to this survivor by means of using a dangerous instrument, by striking this survivor with a whip. Now, they say this is the term of years not to exceed 7 years, or by imprisonment for a special term not to exceed 1 year in the county jail or other authorized penal institution, or by a fine not to exceed $10,000. What? Or by both imprisonment and a fine, if money or property has been gained through the commission of the crime. Any fine imposed may be not more than double the amount of the offender's gain from the commission of the crime. I mean, literally, like, what the hell? But these are just 3 counts. Now, if they're able to go back in there and find more information, if they find more evidence, they find maybe remains, this will be a completely different. They will tack on more stuff. I guarantee you, there's more proof of wrongdoing. There's more proof of foul play in that house. I really don't think that this young woman, the survivor, just made this up. And you're going to hear from interviews, etc., from people saying her story never changed. She never let up. She never let up on her stories. The details stayed the same, which is obviously extremely interesting as well. And again, just so that you guys know, some people are like, oh, please no bond. But hey, let me just show you guys this one more time. He's being held on $500,000 bond right now. And if he does get out, he'll be on an anklet. He'll be on a ankle monitor type thing. But still, he'll be out. He'll be able to smell that freedom if he's able to do that. I just hope his ass stays in jail till his trial. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, I also heard through the grapevine, and I don't know if this is entirely true or not, but I think he does something with something along the lines of like pavement, cement, construction work. It does make me wonder what he could have been doing in his backyard, maybe even in his basement, pouring cement, etc. Apparently, this monster is very, very handy. So it does make you wonder what else is going on here. So I want to show you guys. Well, no, I don't want to show you guys this one as of yet, because there's so much to break down. Hold on one second, guys. All right. So I do have an interview from Excelsior Citizens, or from the Excelsior Citizen. There's an interview of the daughter of the woman that let this survivor into her home. I figured this is a very interesting piece of information. I wanted us to take a listen to it because, without her doing what she did, this girl may still be out. This girl could have been caught. it seemed like this young girl was knocking on many doors, and she was lucky enough to get somebody to answer the door. So let's take a look at this. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. And Riza B is exactly right. Given the fact that he has a history of skipping and not showing up to his court appearances, there's a good possibility he could just kick rocks. He could just escape or run, you know what I mean? If they were to let him out. So hopefully he stays exactly where he is. It's so sad. But again, I want to point out, ain't nobody really talking about this except for 2 other channels that I can think of right now. I mean, there are some other smaller channels that have, gotten some interviews and all that, but I have yet to see any channels really talk about this, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Okay? It's not right. But anyway, let's take a look. Let's take a listen to this one.
My name is Sierra Tharp. I've lived here all my life. I'm 38 years old, and I was the house where that lady luckily came to my door and was brought in.
Just tell us, was it like any other regular morning?
Yeah, actually, I was starting a new job.
Okay.
At our bus barn. I was being a monitor for our early childhood center.
Oh, wow.
And I was on the bus, and my grandma called me, and I'm like, it's got to be an emergency. She's like, I'll talk to you when you get home. And she's like, the police are gone. Well, when I got home, I walked in the door, and I'm like, no, they're up the road. And I'm thinking, what the heck? There's tons of cops everywhere. And she just looked at me, and she said, that's where the girl said she was raped. And I'm like, what? I was like, what girl? And I'm thinking a neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay. And she told me, she said that she was sitting there, and a lady come banging on the door, and she heard screaming. And she opened the door, and the lady said, you got to help me. She said, I've been raped. I've been held captive. She's like, you got to help me. He's going to kill me.
Wow.
And she took a minute because she has, an almost 2-year-old in the house.
Yeah.
And then she said, my heart told me that I needed to help.
Wow.
She's seen the state she was in, and she brought her in. She sat her down on my couch and wrapped her in a blanket I had on my couch and grabbed food and water. She was weak, and she had a metal dog collar around her neck and duct tape, which we're kind of guessing that was around her mouth, that she had maybe pulled down. My grandma said she had ligature marks on her wrists. My grandma said it was a metal collar, and the way she described it was like she called it a bad dog collar.
She said restricting your breathing?
Yeah, it was restricting her breathing. She said that they couldn't cut it with scissors or anything, whatever it was made out of. And she said that they did cut it some, and they were able to loosen it so she could breathe, but that they had left it there.
Unbelievable.
And of course, she said the duct tape was around her neck.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, this is just the tip. This is just the tip of the iceberg of this conversation. You see what I'm saying? This is wild to me. Okay. And shout out to the Excelsior Springs, or the Excelsior Citizen, for putting out this information and getting this interview with this woman here. I know this is not the woman who actually let this survivor in, but it's good to hear this account, because I've heard other things. There's so many questions, and there's some strange things going on here revolving around this around this particular case. And I'm going to be getting into that here in just a minute. I find it very interesting, but let's take a look at this a little bit more.
She flung that door open. She let that dog out, and she just ran.
Of course she ran.
And a lot of people, are questioning, well, why did she go to her neighbor's house? And I think you walk out his door, you see my street. So I think she just, panic mode. I need to get out of here. And to me, going down that hill, you can still see that house, but you're kind of sheltered. Shielded to where I think she ran, and then she's like, I need help.
Yeah.
I think she ran out and tried to get the hell out of there. I mean, I think she just came out, opened the door, ran out the door, started booking, and then maybe started realizing, okay, I'm far enough away from the house, from this den of hell, that I can actually start knocking on some doors. Ain't no way I'm going to stay close to that house. I'm running as far as I can, and then I'm going to start knocking on doors to seek refuge, because I don't know what those neighbors are like. Maybe the neighbors are bad. Maybe they're in on it as well. You know what I'm saying? I would think the same thing. You're telling me that these neighbors aren't hearing screaming, any of the things, whatever the heck is happening inside that house. Never? That just seems strange to me as well. So I'd be running, okay? I'd be running as far as I could and then start seeking refuge. So I think this survivor was very, very smart, very savvy in her choices. But then I also heard, well, I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm gonna hold on to this also heard thing. We'll get to it. Let's continue.
Yeah.
And my grandma said she was clothed. She had some like shorts on,
Mm-hmm.
and she said she didn't have much on, but she did have some clothes on.
Okay.
But she's like, that was the last thing I was even thinking about.
Of what she had on.
Yeah. And she could tell she's real weak and
Mm-hmm.
real hungry.
Your grandmother really did a heroic thing.
Yeah. And actually, she apologized. She said, I'm sorry I brought the police to your house. And I said, no. I said, you did the right thing. I said, that's what I would have done. I said, if you would have told her no, her telling him no, that was a few minutes he could have been there and grabbed her. And so she was trying to find somewhere because she knew he'd be back. And then the police came in and she was talking about how gentle the police were. Like, she was like, they were so, like, they handled it so great. And she said that she did say, she made the comment that my friends didn't make it out. He killed my friends. They didn't make it out.
Did she give any indication as to how many of her friends?
No.
No, she just said friends.
Yeah,
plural.
she just kept saying that because she's worried about her friends. She said she told them exactly his name. She knew exact name, the exact house.
Mhm.
But she told me, she said, that girl knew her facts. She told them everything she could. She's like, and that story never changed.
Interesting, right? Now, there is a thing. I know that a lot, of course, even myself, I'm constantly wondering, hey, who was this? Who could this be? Who are the friends? Are there names? Does she mention any names? So on and so forth. She could also have hallucinated from just the trauma, from being malnourished. That could have happened. The hallucination could happen due to the lack of proper nourishment, rest, the trauma that her body is getting. That could also be it too. Or there really was friends there. Now, we know that there have been multiple girls missing here in the Kansas City area and so on. There have been accusations, and there have been other people outside of Excelsior Springs trying to bring awareness of these missing young Black girls that have gone missing or have been found unalive elsewhere. And it's wild to me that police just kind of averted their eyes to the situation, which is extremely a frustrating thing, in my personal opinion. But let me play a little bit more of this, guys. All right, take a listen to this.
Mhm.
But she told me, she said, that girl knew her facts. She told them everything she could. She's like, and that story never changed.
So she had said that she had been there since
Yeah.
September.
Yeah, she said she had been there since September.
Was that early September?
She didn't. I don't think she really said.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of that your grandmother told you maybe that hasn't been said or should be?
No, I don't think so. I know one thing that's going around is of sex trafficking, and it really doesn't sound like sex trafficking.
Okay.
She's kind of under the impression, and the way she described it to me, it sounded like that she probably knew him. I know the news said no, but
You had said that that you had spoken with him in the past. You've had some
Yes.
interaction with him
Yeah.
that hasn't gone well. Can you maybe
yeah, I had
that?
went up. I don't remember if I was chasing my dog. I have a husky that likes to run, but I was up there either chasing my dog or I was walking one of my dogs.
Mhm.
And this little puppy, pit bull, I think it was a pit bull, come running over. And most people, especially here in town, I helped him. Being a dog mom that chases her dogs,
Yeah.
I tried helping, and there wasn't a thank you. He was very cold and very kind of rude
Mhm.
and everything. And that was the only time I've talked to him. But like I've only seen him a few times outside, and the last time I seen him was a couple months ago, and he's outside his truck, emergency flashers going, and just his actions were odd to me, but not enough that I, it kind of stuck out, but I just went on like, oh, he's creepy.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of people out here that are going to say the same thing, like, oh, he might have been strange in certain ways. He did this, that, and the third. Now, come to think of it, yeah, he was he was an odd duck. You know what I mean? Valerie just said this. Valerie Mills, I hear the bodies were so apart, because I got to use words. I got to use code words. They have a hard time identifying them. Now, the question is, Valerie, hi, are you in Excelsior Springs? Do you know anything? And if you do, be great to have you on to talk about this, because this is crazy. And I'm interested to see, I need some more, we need more information. And so if you are from the area, I'd love to have you on to just hear some things. Now, you just said, where did that go? There you go. I moved from there last October. That's very interesting indeed. Maybe there's some information maybe you have maybe you can hop on and talk about it. Let me know, because like I said, I know a lot of us are still kind of scratching our heads and trying to figure out and understand this a little bit more. And yeah, so if you have time, that would be amazing. Yeah, I lived 3 blocks from him. Okay, can you hop on? If I throw in the a link, StreamYard link? Can you hop on? Maybe you don't have to be on camera. You could just do voice. Because we would love to hear some more information, especially somebody who lives in that area. I'd rather just do chat. Okay, well, I tried. It is tough, because getting that information, getting some stuff, getting an understanding of the area, getting an understanding of the neighbor, this guy, is crappy. But maybe if you change your mind, it'd be great to have you on. But anyway, I digress. Let's continue on. All right. But I do find it interesting, the whole scenario. And that's also what Valerie did say is actually true. I've been hearing stories of parts, if that makes any sense. Okay. I'm forced, got to use as many code words as I can, because last show I did got completely demonetized, which really, really sucked, because of the content of what we were talking about. So got to keep the lights on somehow. So I got to do these code words, unfortunately. So they said apparently that could be the situation. Hence the reason why windows are boarded up. There's a fence all the way around the perimeter of the property, because they think that there's more out there than we actually know. And what's frustrating is that people outside of this scenario have been talking to police about this. I got a video I'm going to show you guys here in just a little bit, so be ready for that. It's a short video, but there are other people that have brought up this situation to 5-0, and they're just kind of dragging their feet about the situation. They're not taking it seriously. Why? There are multiple black women, multiple black girls that are either ending up missing or ending up found unalive in this particular area. There are people have talked about this, stepped forward, gave 5-0 law enforcement full-on information, and 5-0 has been unresponsive. Now that we have this situation here unfolding right in front of our eyes right now, of course the 5-0 is doing everything they can, but there was full heads up, full warning on these things. way ahead of time. And yet 5-0 didn't do anything about it until just now because a young girl comes running out the door. But this man, this monster, could have been doing this. Could have been doing this for a very long time. Hiding in plain sight. Acting as the friendly neighbor. Yet downstairs in that basement, something sinister, disgusting, and revolting was happening. And it sounds like this may be majority Black women. I'm sorry, I have to say it. I'm saying it. I said it in the last show. I'll say it again today. If this was a different scenario, if you get what I'm saying, the whole world would be imploding on this right now. Yet it's rare. I'm hearing a little bit of stories here and there. A bit here, a bit there about this story, about this situation. But hey, if this was a completely different scenario, this would be different. This would be different. And yet, 5-0 just sat on their hands doing nothing. In fact, let me pull that up. Let me pull this video up for y'all because it just tells you, okay? It tells you what's going on here, and it's not right. It is not right. I got this sent to me by the Kansas City Defender on Instagram. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some of a representative of the Kansas City Defender on the show. But they cover a lot of stories in Kansas City and all that. Got a great following on Instagram, and they did this video, and I'm telling you, this is insane to me. Okay, and actually, before I show this to you guys, this was 2 weeks. This is a video that was put up on September 25th. Let me repeat that again. This is a video that was put up September 25th. Let me show you guys this really quick. They sent this to me. They sent this to me because I do put up some, I do try to do some short version or real versions of what I cover on the show here. I try to put it on TikTok. I try to put it on Instagram as well to try to get the word out there, to get the stories out there and all that stuff. So please follow me on TikTok. That would really mean a lot. The Pascal Show, one word. But they saw this on Instagram. They contacted me and they sent me this very video, which we are going to look at here just in a second. I just want to read what they said. We have received information from numerous community members that there is a SK currently on the loose in Kansas City. Again, let me tell you this again. This was September 25th when they put out this information. Again, September 25th. What day is it right now? It's the 12th of October. Okay. Let's continue. Community members say 4 Black girls have been unalived and 3 are missing in the past week. We are looking to confirm and verify all the information as we can. Please know we take these matters seriously and only want to report facts and not to fearmonger, which I totally understand. However, given the very serious nature of the matter, we believe it is critical to report this. Again, as a Black news outlet, it is deeply important to us that we do not report misinformation. So we will update you as more facts come out. Hundreds of people across the city have shared the below information on Facebook. Public announcement. There is a SK, which we already said right here, okay? Oh, no, this is different. Sorry. There's an SK in Kansas City. There have been 4 bodies picked up in the area of 85th and Paseo since Tuesday. The police have said nothing, and I feel like the public should know. Please share and check on your family. Until we get more details, we highly recommend our community members stay cautious and with increased alert and safety. And then, of course, they say, please DM us or reach out if you have any tips or any additional information. So let's take a look at this video. And I'm telling you, to me, this is very interesting, y'all. They went out, 4 girls and 3 missing. That's, if I'm correct, if I'm doing the math correctly, that's 7 people. 7 girls, 7 black girls gone. 4 of them unalived, 3 of them missing. Again, if this was another situation, people would be on this like crazy. This is September 25th when they put this video out. Let me show it to you. Like I said, it's just ridiculous. Take a listen.
I am a little upset right now. The reason I'm upset is because we got 4 young ladies that have been murdered within the last week here off of 85th and Prospect. We got a serial killer again, and ain't nobody saying nothing. The media's not covering it. We got 3 young ladies that are missing. Ain't nobody saying a word. What is the problem? Why can't we get some cooperation? Where's our community leaders? Where's our activists? Where's our public officials? Where's our police department? Where is those folks at? In President Gardens. Come on now. We need to start knocking doors. We need to start making sure that this is brought to the light. We cannot continue to let this happen.
Okay. Now you heard that. On God, that was sent to me because I did a reel talking about this case, saying what the hell is going on, right? And even at that time, I did not know anything about 4 missing black girls, or 3 missing black girls, 4 black girls that have been unalived. All I knew is about this survivor that got away from the clutches of a monster. And as I'm doing this show live, we start to find out more information. And I sit there and I'm going, what the hell? What the hell is going on here? Why is this information not coming out? Why isn't this a huge piece of information, huge story? That's strange. Now, the thing is, what does it say? Natural Emperor said, Woods said it was fake. Okay. I mean, if that is fake, still, if that video that was given to me is fake, if that is fake, 1, I'd be surprised. But 2, I'm not. Or I'd be surprised. But 2, still doesn't change still doesn't make a difference, still doesn't change anything. Is given the fact that there are people out here that are lost, that are missing, that are still unaccounted for, that no one has ever come up and said, oh, we are going to do our due diligence and look at this as much as we can. So if that video is fake, sure. I don't think it is. I don't. Okay. Regardless, there are people out here that are not getting the attention that they rightfully deserve. And if you have multiple, I'm telling you, if this was a different situation and you have 7 kids that are missing all at the same time or around the same time, the news, the media would be going crazy over it. But they're just saying, oh, these kids are just runaways. Still doesn't matter. Whether that is a fabricated video or if that is 110% real, regardless, all children should be taken care of. All missing person cases should be looked at and be held accounted. Period. Not, oh, well, those kids are just runaways. oh, that is just those unalivings of 4 black girls don't matter. Ah, well, it should matter just as much as anybody else. And that's why it's so frustrating to me about this. Okay? Rashida said, it's not fake, Pascal. Keep exposing. Yeah, I don't think it's fake. Okay? I really don't. But notice this story about a potential SK, right? Serial, all right? A potential SK ain't even hitting the mainstream. It's slowly starting to trickle out. But something like this, if this was a different scenario, man, this would be like out like wildfire. Wildfire. And the fact that this man could literally, the fact that this man has a bond still blows my mind as well. Absolutely blows my mind. But there's more. There's more to this. Let's take a listen.
Today, boards went up on the windows and a fence with crime scene tape went up around this house here in Excelsior Springs. The neighborhood's still in shock at what happened.
My heart is still broken.
Lisa Johnson remembers Friday morning and a woman escaping from this house just up the street.
She's going to be traumatized for the rest of her life.
Johnson said the woman came to her door just before 8 a.m., hunched over with a collar around her neck and marks around her wrists and ankles.
And I told her I'm going to call help for you. Her first response was, if you call the cops, he's going to kill both of us.
This literally hit close to home.
Just a few doors down, Sierra Tharp's grandmother took the woman in as they waited for police.
Sorry, I'm gonna play the rest. F it. That's weird. I'm sorry, but weird. The other girl, Lisa Johnson, who that? Where'd she come from? Because that is not Sierra's mom. Most definitely, unless she, I don't know, bathes herself, marinates her whole entire body in a vat of olive oil. That is not her. So you see what I'm saying? So who that? But I'm going to continue. That doesn't make any sense.
I hope she can get the help and get the healing she needs.
The same goes for others near this house with so many questions.
I just want to know she's getting the help that she needs. Everything else eventually will be told.
Police say there are more details to come out
Who
in this
dat?
case. We're expecting more from court documents in the coming days.
Who that? Who that be though? Okay. Questione. Who that? I know who that is. I'm just asking. I'm asking for dramatics. But at the same time, let me just say this really quick. So apparently, this young woman, the survivor, ran out the door. And one of the first doors that she knocked on was this woman's door. Apparently, she answered it. Obviously, this survivor was in dire straits and obviously did not look like what any normal person would look like knocking on her door. So she did not let her in the house. She did not let her in. She said that she was going to call 911. She was going to call 50 while this girl was outside. And as, of course, the girl did say, the survivor did say, please do not call, because if he finds out, he's gonna get me. So then, I guess, as she said, I'm calling 911, the survivor runs to the next house. Luckily for her, she was able to knock on the right door where the mother of Sierra was home. She opened the door. The girl explained herself quickly. She brought her in to safety. This is from what I'm hearing so far. as far as this goes. But I do find it very interesting that this woman's being. I find it interesting that this woman's being interviewed. I will say that I do find that a little strange, especially when she may have. I'm sure she dialed 911, but she didn't let this girl in at all. She didn't. But we'll hear from her a little bit because she had some things to say here.
About 7:30 a.m., I faintly heard a young female saying, "Help me." And I looked over to my right, which I sit right by my front door. And I have one of them big glass doors on the other side of the big door. Yeah, so you can see right in.
And was she trying to get in your door, you think?
No,
Oh,
I didn't let her get all the way up. I seen her and automatically went straight, open the door.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then my first thought was, is somebody playing a joke on me? It's October. You don't see that stuff on a daily. I honestly thought somebody was playing a big joke. It's something you see in a haunted house. It's a horror movie.
So there's a lot of people out here that are not believing her. This woman. There's a lot of people out here on these internet streets that are upset with her. Reasons why are because the word on the street is that she turned this survivor away. This girl runs out, scared out of her mind, knocking on doors. She answers the door. She obviously does not look like she's in, obviously she's not looking good. All right. And instead of letting this woman in because she thought it was like a prank, because it's Halloween, she's thinking it's a joke or something, she doesn't let the woman in. But from my understanding, she still ended up calling 911. To me, I'm thinking, why would you still show up and do this interview in the first place? Because I can see this being turned around and made to look not so good on her behalf by her saying this story. Because some people will take it and turn it into something else. Now, I know some people are sitting there going, oh, you race baiting, Pascal. I'm not race baiting. I'm just talking about facts. And there's a situation here, all right, that there's a situation here that I can understand. You going in, you there, ding dong, knock, knock, knock. Girl's losing her, like scared out of her mind. She looks like she's in really bad shape. I can see fear. I can see concern. I can also see that maybe somebody would look at this and go, this is a joke. Where's the joke? Where's the cameras? Okay. But at the same time, if you see the absolute fear that's going through this woman's body, I can understand why somebody would be like, forget the joke, come in. I care. Now, I know some people are going to turn this into, some people are attacking her. There's apparently some drama going on in these internet streets because she didn't let her in. Some people are going down the race card, saying because this girl allegedly is a black girl. They're saying, oh, you didn't let her in because she's black. There's that too. Okay. And then there's also just the face of it all, right? The surface of it all, that you just didn't let this girl in, period, when she was looking for help. So I can see a lot of drama going in this direction, but it still doesn't make any sense to me why she still is doing all these interviews in the first place. To me, it doesn't seem right. Why would you go and do these interviews? Why would you still go do these interviews? That's just me. I mean, you didn't bring the girl in. You saw her, sure. Hey, I saw her. But now she's doing these interviews. I don't know. Just to me, seems a bit odd. You know, Tyler just said it. Odd. I agree. It is a bit odd. Stace on the Case said, that is what pissed me off. Yep. And I think there's a lot of people that are upset about this. You know, you have two completely different stories. One saying, you know, she stayed outside. You know, I went in there and I called 911. Whereas another one said, we let her in. We put a blanket around her. We kept her warm. We gave her food. We gave her salvation. It's just something interesting. That's all. It's just something interesting. Again, I just think it's a little strange that she would come on and do any interviews. Why? Because I feel like no matter what she says, her story does not paint her in a good light, in my personal opinion. It just doesn't. It just really doesn't. But interesting. But let's continue. Okay? Let us continue. There's another video.
It's a scary world to be raising my daughter in. For Alyssa Meredith, especially in being in my hometown, the crime scene just down the street from her house is like nothing she's ever seen before. There's never been this much activity in Excelsior. For hours, neighbors sat and watched as detectives took bags of evidence out of the house on the corner of Old Orchard Avenue.
This is going to be a multi-day process.
Police say a woman ran from the home, screaming for help on Friday morning.
It was readily apparent that she had been held against her will for a significant period of time.
She told police she was kidnapped and sexually assaulted. She also says there are more victims. We asked, police won't comment on that.
This is an ongoing, we continue to find more and more stuff.
A cadaver dog also searched the property. Video from News Chopper 9 shows detectives combing through evidence on the side of the house. Still, no specifics on what they found.
We just want to make sure that we leave no stone unturned.
What they will say is this investigation will take a while.
The nature of the crimes. So it just makes it so that we can't finish it in a day.
I want to make sure you heard that. He said the nature of the crimes. The nature of the crimes. So there's clearly more than just they know for a fact that they found stuff, y'all. Okay? You know for a fact that they found more stuff. Period. And of course, going back to that, I'm still curious if that's one thing I'm still trying to figure out. This blue trash can. Is that law enforcement's blue trash bag or trash can? I'm sorry. Or is that his trash can? And what was inside? If it is his, if it's the monster's, then what was inside that trash can? Again, you got cadaver dogs running around doing their due diligence. Okay? Something's up. They boarded up the entire house. They're digging things in the back. They got dogs running around. Something more is going on here. He said crimes, y'all. He didn't say just one crime. He said crimes. Now, I understand that they said something along the lines of that there were toys, if you get what I'm saying. They found toys, etc., things like that he used on this survivor and maybe several other victims as well. But at the same time, to me, it's a dead giveaway that some real stuff went down in this house. What blows my mind as well is that you have a little boy that lived in that house too. Maybe not every day, maybe not all the time, but that little boy did stay in that house. He has a son, first grade aged son. And that boy went into that house, which is mind-blowing to me as well. You know, it's crazy to me that there's this kind of evil in the world like this. And that there's evil like this in the world, and yet we still have people overlooking these senseless acts that happen. Because let's be real. I will say this too. We just talked about Chloe Campbell. Thank God she was found alive, right? Okay. Thank God that she was found alive. Great news, right? Thumbs up on great news. But it was the same story with her. Family went, told 5-0. 5-0 didn't do nothing. According to the family, didn't do anything for 8 days. They dragged their feet and then finally started doing something about it. Finally. But then within the same day that they finally started doing stuff, they were able to find her. Yet if they put that effort 8 days beforehand, she would have been home 8 days ago, if that makes any sense. She would have been fine. So then you have all these girls that have gone up missing in the Kansas City area, in the Kansas City metro area. People have talked about these things, spoke up about these things, said these things. And yet police just sat and did nothing. That's weird. And then it instantly makes you wonder, what is it that you have to do, okay? What is it that you have to do to get police to take certain situations seriously, like a missing persons case? And again, I said this before, they treated the Chloe Campbell situation as if she was a runaway. But in my mind, they just said, oh, she just ran away. No. Still, no matter what, that is still a missing person. She's missing. She ain't home. She ain't home in that bed hanging out. Maybe she ran away, but she's still a missing person. Same thing with all these young black women that have gone missing or they have found unalive in areas. Why would they sit on their hands and not do something about these young women? Why? To me, that still doesn't make any bloody sense. They need to have the same amount of attention as any other case out here too. So many young women are missing because of this. And it's frustrating. Oh. Who's this? Where is that? Sorry guys. I need to look for something real quick in the chat. Carrie. Hello, Carrie. I'll be willing to do a live stream with you at the house. I'm only 20 minutes away. And my grandma is his neighbor. Hell yeah. Okay. I was actually about to wrap up the doggone show, actually. But hey, Carrie, thank you so much for coming on and saying that you're willing to talk. If you're still watching, of course, please, say hi in the chat so I know. But yes, I'd love to have you on to talk a little bit more about this because I know a lot of us are curious about all this. This is absolutely crazy. Again, Carrie, if you are still in the chat, of course, okay? Because we definitely need to know a little bit about it. Now, yes, I'm here. Hold on. Yes, I'm here. I can get on sometime this week. Oh, okay. I was hoping that maybe you can hop on tonight, because I think you said you can come on in 20 minutes. So I will wait. It's all good. We can wait. The family can wait. I'll open up the phone lines and start a conversation with everybody, because I know a lot of us are still trying to digest a lot of this. So if you got time to hop on here tonight, that would be fantastic, Carrie. Let me know. But yeah, as Tyler, my brother Tyler Hackner just said, he said, we'll wait. And yeah, we'll wait. We will wait, Carrie. So just let me know, and we can make something happen. But I will wait for that. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm saying I live 20 minutes away, but I'm busy right now. Sorry for the miscommunication. Damn. Okay. Well, okay. Can you maybe send me an email? It's info@thepascalshow.com. If you just send me an email, then maybe we can set something up for maybe tomorrow after 4. That would be fantastic. I've been like, the thing is trying to get interviews with people who live in the area or know things about it has been very, very difficult. So yes, it'd be great to have you on and talk about it. Okay. But that's the only way I can think of on how I can get in touch with you. I'm not lying, guys. I grew up in Excelsior. I'm not lying, guys. I grew up in Excelsior Springs. I lived with my grandma for my whole life, living right by this man, LOL. Okay. Of course I'll get on. So, yes. Playboy apparently worked with him. Where's Playboy? Who's Playboy? Who Playboy? Sorry, I'm obviously I'm reading all these chats. Playboy worked with him, apparently, Katerina just said. What? Where's Playboy? I don't see no Playboy. Oh, there you go. I could tell you the railroad he worked at, and what he did here, what others are saying. Okay, you want to hop on, man? Hey, yo, Playboy, you want to hop on, man? You want to get on, bruh? Playboy, are you down for the chat? Just comment in the comment section so I know. All right? Because I know the fam would love to hear some stuff. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. No pressure, Playboy. No pressure, Playboy. I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry. Let me know. And then, of course, Carrie, please email me, and then we can set something up for sure. For maybe tomorrow, if you have some time after 4 p.m., that would be great. Playboy, I guess, disappeared. I guess Playboy disappeared. Well, we tried. Well, we tried, dag nabbit. Yeah. Well, there it is. I mean, well, we tried. It'd be, of course, great to hear from his, to hear that perspective, because that's the thing. It's trying to find out if there was anything, if he just was hiding in plain sight with a big old smile on his face, or if he was, or if he was really strange, gave off any inklings of being socially inept or something. Is he a full-on sociopath? I don't know. But I guess Playboy took off. We tried. We tried for sure. All right. We definitely tried for sure. But again, as I said before, this whole thing is very disturbing. This whole story is wild. Of course, police are playing a lot of things close to the chest because I'm sure they don't want the rumor mill to go too crazy here with this situation. But at the same time, there's just only so much information that we know. I mean, obviously, as we get closer to knowing more, we will talk about it. But for right now, this is all we have. This is all we have for right now, which is frustrating because I know a lot of us want to know some more stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So still some wild stuff that's going on, y'all, for sure. And we will just have to wait and see. Yeah. So I guess Playboy disappeared. That might have been a troll, maybe. I don't know. But again, hopefully we can get somebody on that wants to talk about this, that lives in the area, that can give us some insight on what's going on. Maybe there's some people out here that, have worked with him, that can speak on this as well. It's a tough one, guys. This is a really, really tough one. So Playboy said, in my position at the railroad, I can lose my job for saying too much, but he was on the Thai gang for a while, roomed with my buddy, and got violent with him over rates. Went back local. Interesting. Well, you could call in. You see what I'm saying? You could call in. So, it's not like we need to see your face, but getting some information would be good if you can do that. If not, I understand. But lost his job because he wouldn't do treatment for the DWI. Interesting. Fascinating. But yeah, I mean, I could give you the phone number, Playboy, and you could call in. Literally, we don't have to see your face. You can even do audio on the StreamYard link if I send you a StreamYard link as well, or if I put a StreamYard link in the chat. So we don't even have to see your face. You see what I'm saying? So you can stay anonymous, stay safe, and not get in any trouble. But give us some information, because right now your name is Playboy. It's not Mike. You see what I'm saying? So you should be okay as long as you, don't throw your name in there. If you want to do that, just saying. I'll be patient. I will be patient. Let's see what he says. Okay. So yeah, he's not responding. He is responding, but he's not saying yes. Okay. That's the email. All right, Carrie, just so you know, that is the email. So you can send me an email and we can set something up for tomorrow for sure. Okay. Woman was most likely picked up at Prospect around the tracks in that area. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's what we're hearing, that a lot of these girls that have gone missing or were unalived were finding in that area, or they were picked up in that particular area. That's what we're understanding so far. But yeah, we will see nonetheless, for sure. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and beg all night long, but If Playboy is interested in hopping on into a conversation, maybe it's, in a show tomorrow or something like that, then we can definitely do something about that. There's a store near there about half a mile away from Texas Tom's. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you know of anything, by knuckleheads. Interesting. But like I said, anybody who wants to hop on that may have worked with this individual or who lives in that area or something like that, then yes, it'd be great to have you on so we can talk about this. But I understand, Gen X Bia. Thank you so much for the comments. You said, can you disguise his voice? I can't. Unfortunately, I don't have any crazy thing unless Playboy was to be on and then I pre-record and then play the recording, then that could be done. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, long story short, I understand a lot of people are very nervous about talking about these things. I totally understand. Of course, if Playboy, if it is real, if he is for real, then you can definitely contact me via email if you want to hop on. Carrie said that she's gonna email me, and hopefully she can hop on and we could talk about this situation as well, because I feel like we need to know a little bit more of what's going on here. There's so much going on, but so little being told at the same damn time, and that is very, very frustrating in my personal opinion. Okay. I forgot to read the super chats. I am so sorry. Hold on one second. Let me get to them. They were way back. I am so sorry, guys. Thank you, Athena, for calling me out. I appreciate it. I got so focused on just telling the stories for the day that I didn't get a chance to do the super chat. So I apologize for that, y'all. Sorry about that, fam. It's been a action-packed show for sure. Let me see. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm at like the very beginning of it all. So hold on, because I know there's a few super chats here. And there's a lot of them. Damn. But while I'm doing this, please, speaking of super chats, please go and check out my merch store. All right. It is pascalmerch.com. We have a new edition that we just put on there just now for Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. We got a really great design, so please go and check that out. Some pink hoodies and all that. So if that's something that tickles your fancy, please be sure to check those things out. And yeah, that'd be greatly appreciated. pascalmerch.com. But let me see here. Just trying to get to the first super chat. Athena, thank you so much for the 2. I believe they did this in John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, I mean, he allegedly had like a crawl space that he buried all of his victims in. And that's the reason why I was saying something about him in construction, him working with concrete, so on and so forth. There are a lot of questions in my mind where I'm going, hey, could he have maybe submerged or buried some remains under his house and then poured concrete on top of that, did some construction of some sort? Very Gacy-esque, if you will. This is a wild one, in my personal opinion. This is a wild story, and I'm hoping that whatever they find in there brings us closer to finding some, answering some unanswered questions for a lot of the victims or a lot of missing people that might be out here that are still missing, that could very well be in his basement or could very well be somewhere in his house, which is terrifying to think about. Absolutely terrifying. Athena, again, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Most likely in SK, law enforcement have boarded up and fenced property for integrity of investigation. Retired attorney here. Bang. Athena, thank you. See, this weird because it's not every day that you see 5-0 just boarding up doors and windows. I said windows. It's not every day that you see them boarding up doors and windows. It's weird. So clearly something's up here. Okay? Clearly something is absolutely up here. All right? Without a shadow of a doubt, something's off. Raj, thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate it. Thank you for covering this case, Pascal. Please share. Absolutely, Raj. Y'all, please share this story as much as you can. Share this show, all that. I understand not everybody's going to agree with what I have to say and all that. Some of y'all might get upset with me about talking about this and pointing some of the obvious things that do happen in this world. Okay? But at the same time, these are important conversations and important information nonetheless. But at the same time, it is still a story that's not really out there. Like, and I get it. I get the concern and the focus on trying to find a 20-month-old boy by the name of Quentin Simon. That deserves just as much light under the sun. Okay. As much as these women that have gone missing that could have been taken by a monster. Just as much effort, just as much focus should be going to this as well. So please share as much as you can, because that's the information that we need to have out here. These girls deserve justice too. And we still don't know if her friends were in that house yet. But again, police have not really said anything at all. And you know what? There hasn't even been a press conference from 5-0. Why do you think that? Think about it. There has not been a press conference at all. Why do you think that? No updates. No, hey, we're working diligently. We haven't slept at all. So on and so forth. We're just doing so much. We're just so much going on, and we found a few things. Nothing. None of those things are going on. None of these conversations are happening. Why do you think? Why do you think? So I'm looking for if there's another super chat. I think there might be one more in here, but I could be wrong. I think that the reason why I'll answer the question for y'all. I really think the reason why they haven't said anything as of yet, they haven't done any type of press conference or anything of that sort, is because this is probably a ish show over there. It's probably hell on earth over there. The unthinkable has materialized in front of their faces. That's what I think. And they're like, well, we're not done yet. So once we get done combing this entire place, then we will do a press conference. But they haven't done that yet. No press conference revolving around this monster. Zero. Why? Because there's stuff going on inside and outside that house. I guarantee you. Okay? All the way out here in Middle Earth, Missouri. Okay? Some sinister stuff is going on in that house. Again, I want to say thank you to all you guys for all the super chats. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support and love. That really means a lot to me. But again, obviously, one way you guys can support this channel is by sharing this show, sharing this story, getting the word out there, because I feel like there's not a lot of people knowing about this story. Yes, there are a few YouTubers that are talking about it now, but not a whole lot are really delving, like not a whole lot of people are diving into this. And this deserves just as much light under the sun as any other missing person story, any other serial situation that have been going on, even like the Stockton situation that's going on in California. There's plenty of things. All right. There's plenty of things that we need to be talking about. And that's one of them for sure. Wait, what? No, you're lying. You're lying. Holy God. Hold up. Hold up. Y'all lying. I'm reading y'all's. No, y'all lying. Y'all, you gotta be lying. You're lying. I don't see anything so far. That can't be true. I'm looking that up right now. That can't be the truth. What? That can't be true by Quentin. By Quentin. That can't be true. No, that can't be true. Hold up. I'm still looking. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing, y'all. Hold up. Nope. I don't see anything here. If I ain't seen nothing. Hold up. Don't be lying to me, okay? I ain't seen nothing about Quentin as of yet. And if they did, Riri said check Brian Enton. Okay, I will. I'll check Brian Enton. You know he on that case. Yeah. Nothing as of yet. I have not seen anything. Even Brian Enton hasn't said anything yet as well. So, if that was true, like for a second there, I was like, what? That just threw me off. When we find some information about Quentin, you know for a fact we'll be talking about that too. But for right now, nah. That is not true at all. That is not true. Quentin is still missing. Okay. They don't know it. There's nothing right now that's telling us otherwise. We do know that there's dogs out there, FBI is out there, but of course, we'll find out more information as we get closer to that. But when it comes to this situation, please, see. Says Pascal, yes, I saw it an hour ago. They said he was seen. I don't believe, I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Somebody, if you have proof, if you saw it an hour ago, send me the link. At the end of the day, send me the dumb link, because let's be real. Every other person that's been covering this story about Quentin would be that you'd see nothing but red lights on everyone's accounts right now talking about him being found. Okay? Please, okay. Hob, please send it. Please email it to me, because I don't believe it. Okay? Because I don't believe that. Because like I said, this would be all over the place. Colleen is sending it. Okay, let me see it with my own two eyes. Let me see it with my own two eyes. Send it. Send it my way. Okay? Because I have yet to see anything. This would be all over Twitter's, all over the internet, screets like crazy if he was found. I have yet to see anything of that being true. In fact, let me see something here. No, I have yet to see anything. All right. But see, yeah, Stacy Renee just said she didn't find anything too. Like I said, somebody's playing. And Aunt B said it's on other channels. I don't see nothing about it on any other channel. But I guarantee you, if there is proof of that and it's true, you know for a fact I'll be back on with the quickness to give you guys the information on that. I don't see anything out here. Apparently I'm supposed to be getting an email from somebody, and I haven't seen anything of that sort in an email. But like I said, I will believe it when I see it. Okay. I will believe it when I see it. Okay. Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it. Okay. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. We will continue to keep our eyes out, keep our eyes open, and keep our thoughts in a positive place for Quentin. But we will obviously keep our hearts and minds and energy towards this case as well. This is a situation that there's a lot of people that could get some unanswered questions answered finally here. Okay. And so we will see. You know what I mean? Actually, we got some other piece of information. Sorry, guys, revolving around this case here. Not Quentin, something else. But I want to show you guys this too. I'm just getting this in an email, so just grace me a little bit or bless me with a little grace. But we got some more information here, which could be very telling, and or may not be very telling. So hopefully we'll be getting it here shortly. So let me grab this really quick. Let me grab this really quick. This has to do with the thing, or this has to do with the case that we are talking about. So hold on one second. I got one. I got another one. Oh, okay. So I already got that because that information is important. But we got another thing. Let me just throw this up really quick so that you guys can see this as well. So we got another one here. So Clay County prosecutors seek new leads in Excelsior Springs R kidnapping case. All right. So they're saying they're looking for fresh leads in the situation, the case with this monster. He's been charged with all the things that I just told you guys about. I have as many questions probably as the general public. This is what the prosecutor Sanders said on Wednesday. We're by no means finished with the investigation. Sanders asked anyone connected to the case or connected to the monster to call the police at 816-629-7103, telling the KMBC 9 investigates that police and prosecutors are coming up with a plan to look at all the evidence taken from the home. He said prosecutors and police have found no evidence of other women involved, but continue to analyze all the evidence and leads. This is very important here. So this may not be what we've been thinking all this time of maybe there's an SA situation, so on and so forth. They're saying that this may not be anything. Hold up. Now you guys are throwing me off. You guys are totally throwing me off. Hold up. Let me just see. Real quick. Wow. Okay. Well, let me wrap this up really quick. I'm going to be back on with a live here really, really fast. But they're saying they have found no other women. They have found no evidence of other women involved, but continue to analyze all the evidence and leads. Sanders also told this particular investigative news junket that any details about items found after multiple search warrants served in the case are sealed for 30 days by the judge. So we want to be able to protect the information. So when we talk to those witnesses, we can know that they're telling us what they know. The court documents were released on Tuesday, detail more of the horror a woman says she went through before escaping from the home of Excelsior Springs last Friday. Documents state that officers were dispatched to the home, of course, after someone called 911 to say a woman showed signs of being restrained, showed up at the caller's residence to say she had been held hostage since September. So now they're saying that there may not be any leads in that house, that she may have been the only one in that house. But we will definitely see what's going on here soon. Now, the other thing that I also found out is that I guess the victim's name is TJ. That's all they're saying, is that her name is TJ. But of course, more information will come out as soon as we get to know. All right. We will find out more information when we get there. But for right now, this is the information we do know. So please, guys, hit that like button down below. Do whatever you can to help. That would really mean a lot. We need to get this story out as much as we can. So hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right. That would really mean the world to me. Okay. And we definitely... I might be back on here in a very, very short amount of time. Okay. So again, this may not be a multiple situation, if you get what I'm saying. And it may be too. So they're going to be looking and seeing what they can find. But right now, this may just be a singular situation, according to this article that we just read right here. Like I said, still all of this is extremely developing and all that. And once we know some more and we get more solid proof and solid information, you'll be able to hear it right here on the Pascal Show. I might be back here very, very soon, which is wild. Yes. Where is it? Fat Baby Toodles. Yeah, I'm confused too. She said she had friends there. So I'm wondering what happened here. You never know. I will say this though too, real quick before we leave. This also could be a situation of a man who knows how to clean up. That could be it too. He could discard elsewhere. That could be it too. Regardless, nonetheless, he still did something very, very bad. Still did something very, very sinister and messed up. And thank God this young woman is alive and found refuge from those wonderful people down the street. Okay. But anyway, as we find out more information, you'll be able to hear it right here on the Pascal Show. I got to get going. I might be back on very, very soon with another live because there might be more information. This is crazy. Okay. New information could be. You'll be hearing from me in just a few minutes. So anyway, I got to get going. I'll see you guys probably soon. Okay. So it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.